Hopeful Bernie Sanders defended Jeb Bush's remarks that Americans should be working longer hours. Take a listen.
Of course, we need full-time jobs rather than part-time jobs. If he is talking about the need for more full-time jobs rather than part-time jobs, he's absolutely correct.
Joining me now, Weekly Standard staff writer Michael Warren and the BlackRock Group Senior Director, Political Consultant, Conservative Strategist Lisa Booth. Thanks to you both. Michael, getting an endorsement from Bernie Sanders may not be a good thing for Mr. Jeb Bush.
No, I don't think so. But I think it was interesting because I think first Bernie came out and he sort of said, well, this is bad. I disagree with this. And once the context came out that Jeb was actually talking about part-time jobs, too many part-time jobs, not enough employers offering full-time jobs because of things like Obamacare, maybe Sanders started to see what he was talking about. So I don't know. It is strange.
I think he was, Lisa. I think it's fair to say that Jeb Bush was mischaracterized by Hillary Clinton's tweet. Suggesting that, he doesn't have sympathy for hardworking Americans. I mean, that seemed to be pretty clear. I don't think she won that debate. Do you?
No, and it's absolutely absurd for someone like Hillary Clinton to try to make that claim and or demonize these remarks, because the reality is that millions of Americans are working less than 30 hours because of policies that Hillary Clinton supports. As Michael mentioned, Obamacare and even President Obama's most recent overtime rule that surely is going to have an effect on workers' hours. And so, look, Jeb Bush was absolutely right when he made that statement. Look at the most recent jobs report by the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. There's 6.5 million Americans that are working part-time because of economic reasons. They want to work full-time jobs.
Let's be fair, and it was something that, of course, never happens in politics. But what Hillary was saying wasn't true, because he was saying Americans, if they want to work full-time, should be able to work full-time. Exactly. The economy should be going strong enough for that. Lisa, let me stay with you and talk about Bernie and what he means for Hillary right now. Do you think she is truly concerned about him somehow giving her a run for her money?
Well, I think there is a certain concern because, look, attacks aren't just coming from the right now. They're also coming from the left. And I think she does feel this heat from progressives. Look, progressives from day one, they tried to draft Elizabeth Warren to run. There's been some dissatisfaction with that liberal base, and we've seen her kind of kowtowing to the progressive left. She's done this most recently on gun control. She's flip-flopped on a variety of issues, and I think a large part of because of this pressure she feels from the left. Okay,
well, Michael, then we have Jeb's version of Bernie, and in the form of Donald Trump. I mean, Donald Trump is really giving Jeb a run for his money, and he's now in the polls. I mean, he's polling very well. In some polls, he's actually at the top. Is he going to be a real contender?
Well, he's got a ceiling here that he's basically almost hitting. I think it's something like 57% of Republicans say they don't support Donald Trump. They couldn't see themselves supporting him. So
in any way, shape, or
form. That's
right.
So I think he's got a problem there. But he is tapping into something that I think Republicans ought to be paying attention to. He's going out there actually to San Francisco to deal with this whole thing, sort of talk about victims of illegal immigrants in these sanctuary cities like San Francisco. It's sort of an opportunity, I think, for Republicans to get out there and sort of take a bold stand on something that some Republicans and a lot of Americans, too, are very concerned about. And I think Donald Trump is sort of exploiting this and doing it in his own way that may not be very responsible, but he's also making other Republicans look kind of milquetoast and not really standing up and being bold.
Lisa, a lot of Republicans are concerned about whether, if Jeb Bush becomes the nominee, Donald Trump would be so ticked off by that he may run as a third-party candidate, in which case we may have another Clinton beating another Bush because of another third-party candidate, which has happened before.
Well, and I certainly hope that doesn't happen. I think what we're seeing with Donald Trump right now is he's certainly having his moment in the sun. But I think it's also important to remember that Michelle Bachmann in 2011 around this time was polling at 17%. And then of November of that year, she was polling at 4%. Herman Cain at one point was polling at 23%, and then shortly thereafter dropped out of the race. So the question is this just a moment in the sun? Is this just temporary, or is there some longevity here?
Hey, guys, thank you very much for being here on a Friday night. Have a wonderful weekend. Michael Warren.
Have a great night.
Lisa Booth, thank you. Same to you, Lisa.